From OCC Stadium in Syracuse, New York, it's the Onondaga Flames taking on the Syracuse Spartans. Hello, everybody. I'm Brandon Ross. Thank you for joining me for this NYCBL matchup between two Eastern Division rivals. Let's give you the starting lineup for the Syracuse Spartans. Leading off, the designated hitter Josh Loeffler. Batting second, playing shortstop, is Raisin Cone. Batting third, the left fielder John Masagno. Batting fourth, the center fielder Micah Riddick. Batting fifth, the right fielder Eddie Peachman. Batting sixth, the first baseman Brandon Shirley. Batting seventh, second baseman Ramiel Rodriguez. Batting eighth, the catcher Tim Lombardi. And batting ninth is the third baseman Michael Paciocco. And they'll be facing off against the Flames' Gunnar Groen, second in the E-League in ERA, trailing only his teammate Jeremy Taylor, who reached the innings requirement to make his way onto the league leaderboard yesterday. Jeremy Taylor, a 1.72 ERA, Gunnar, a 1.98 ERA. He has a complete game to his name where he only gave up one run. His last outing was also a stellar performance, and he's gotten a lot of those so far. He's going up against a Spartans team heavily weakened by injuries. Gone for the season, Anthony Kane, Isaiah Osby, Lou Michelli dislocated his shoulder. It's not a certainty he's gone for the year, but it's certainly likely. Also, Sam Schwen and Brian O'Mara are done for the year as well, and the Spartans don't need that as they're struggling. Lost 8 of their last 10, currently in the midst of a 3-game losing streak entering today's contest, and Josh Loeffler stepping up to the batter's box from the right side against the righty Gunnar Groen. And we're about ready to get underway here at OCC Stadium. Gunnar Groen steps onto the mound. He always works from the stretch, and he'll get started here at 2:09 Eastern Standard Time. Loeffler's in the box, crowding the plate, and Gunnar is set, and let's do it. Gunnar deals the first pitch, a fastball, called strike on the outside corner. Gunnar Groen, a first pitch strike. He's ahead in the count here, 0-1. Loeffler, one of the better hitters on this Spartans team, 274. As he steps back into the box, and Groen working with a patient approach here as he always does, the 0-1. Fastball ripped into shallow right field, taking a few steps in is Colin Matthews, and he makes the catch for the first out of the ball game. Defensive alignment here for the Onondaga Flames. Left to right in the outfield is AJ DiFilippo, Adam Gordon, and Colin Matthews, who just made that catch in right. Mike Stefan's playing first base. Mike Ruggerio's playing second. McLean O'Connor's playing short. Brian Hart is at third. And catching balls and strikes for Gunnar Groen behind the plate, it's Trace Peterson. Raisin Cone now up to bat from the right side for the Syracuse Spartans. And the first pitch to him from Gunnar Groen, a fastball taken for a strike. And Zincone also behind in the count, 0-1. Gunnar Groen's a powerful 6'5". You'd think he throws very hard stuff, tries to strike out a lot of batters. That is not his approach. And he's working here, the 0-1. Another fastball, that one missing just a hair outside, and the count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. Gunnar Groen, though tall and physically imposing, he throws somewhat hard, but he's very much a location pitcher. He doesn't have a lot of strikeouts on the year. In fact, entering today, he only has 13 in 7 games. That's an average of less than 2 per game. And the 1-1 to Zincone is slow roller on the ground towards second. Easy fielding for Ruggerio. He flips over to first in time, and a quick 4-3 put out here. Now 2 away to start the top of the first inning, and that brings up John Masagno, the left fielder. And Gunnar Groen, that play just emphasizes his approach. He likes to get a lot of ground ball outs, soft flies. That's the approach he takes. He gets the easy outs, and he's a pitch-to-contact pitcher. And it's certainly working for him so far this season with the 1.98 ERA entering today. 2 away from Masagno, working from the right side, crowding the batter's box here. And the first pitch from Groen, a fastball, misses high and outside. And Masagno ahead of the count, 1-0. Masagno entering today's contest, 327 for the product of Eastern Connecticut State University, a native of Tappan, New York. 1-0 from Groen. Fastball skied high to the right side, shallow still in the infield. Taking a few steps into the infield grass is Mike Stefan, and he makes the catch on the fly for the final out. Gunnar Groen gets the Spartans down 1-2-3 to start off the ball game. Heading into the bottom of the first, still no score here at OCC Stadium. It was a quick top half of the first inning, and both teams are probably happy about that. The faster this game goes for them, the better, as it's 93 degrees here in Syracuse, New York. And as Stuart Martin warms up for the Spartans, let's give you the Flames starting lineup. Batting first, playing shortstop, McLean O'Connor. Batting second, the center fielder, Adam Gordon. Batting third, the designated hitter, Mike Netzel. Batting fourth, right fielder, Colin Matthews. Batting fifth, third baseman, Brian Hart. Batting sixth, A.J. DiFilippo, the left fielder. Batting seventh is the first baseman, Mike Stefan. Batting eighth, Trace Peterson, the catcher. And batting ninth and playing second base is Mike Ruggiero. They go up against Stuart Martin, a right-handed pitcher for the Spartans here, who comes into this game one of the better starters on this team, but that's not saying much. His ERA is close to 5 at 4.71. The team's ERA entering today is 6.03. There's only one pitcher on this entire team with an ERA below 2, and only 2 with an ERA below 4, and both of them are below 3, those being Redfield and Osby. Osby is gone for the rest of this season with an injury. Corner infield playing in here for McLean O'Connor, the righty, and the first pitch is chopped down the ground to short, easy field for Raising Cone, who fires first in time, almost pulls Brandon Shirley off the bag, but gets the throwing out, and one away here in the bottom of the first inning. Let's give you the defensive alignment for the Syracuse Spartans. Left to right in the outfield, it's John Masagno, Micah Riddick, and Eddie Peachman. Brandon Shirley just recorded the out at first base. Ramiel Rodriguez is playing second. Raising Cone just made the throw over at shortstop. Michael Paciocco, usually a pitcher, playing third base today. And Tim Lombardi behind the plate calling balls and strikes. And so now Gordon, a left-handed hitter, comes up to bat. Corner infield still playing in. First pitch to him is a called strike on the upper third. He's behind in the count, 0-1. Gordon, one of the best hitters on this Flames squad, hitting .330 heading into today's contest. Product of Cal State Los Angeles. The 0-1 fastball brushes him off the plate a bit, and the count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. And Michael Paciocco, a pitcher playing third base, just further shows the absolute disarray with the injuries for this ball club, that being the Syracuse Spartans. Martin, the 1-1. Off-speed breaking ball, a called strike, just catches the inner half. And the count's now 1-2 on Gordon. As I said, Anthony Kane, he actually twisted his ankle making a pickoff move to first. He's one of the relief pitchers and starting pitchers. He's a multi-use for the Syracuse Spartans. He twisted his ankle as the 1-2 to Gordon is a check swing. No, he did not go, says the first base umpire. And so the count's knotted up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Adam Gordon with another lease on life. Anthony Kane twisted his ankle throwing over to first base. He was in pain on the ground, punching the mound in frustration. And it turns out he only had a minor ankle sprain, but by punching the mound, he broke his hand. As the 2-2 to Gordon is grounded hard over to shortstop. Hard field for Zincone, but he's got it. And the throw over to first is in time, and now 2 6-3s for 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. That brings up Mike Netzel, the designated hitter, out of Occidental College. He's hitting stellar this season, .322 in 27 games. Not a lot of RBIs, though, only 8 entering today's contest, but he has some extra base power, 7 doubles so far this year. So the corner's no longer playing in here with 2 men away, and the righty Mike Netzel steps into the batter's box to face Stuart Martin with 2 away, still no score in the bottom of the first. First pitch, a fastball misses below the knees, and Mike Netzel ahead in the count 1-0. Netzel playing DH today, has done so the last couple of games after making a start a few days ago. 1-0 pitch, a fastball, a called strike right over the middle, and the count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. Colin Matthews, the team's leading hitter, waiting on deck, and Stuart Martin deals the 1-1. Fastball ripped between third and short, easily fielded by Zincone. He fires over to first. A wild throw drags Brandon Shirley off the bag. And an E6 gets a runner on first for the Flames, and 2 away, and a runner on for Colin Matthews, who is the best hitter on this Flames team. 6 extra base hits, 15 RBIs, .373 is his batting average late in the season. And it has been confirmed by the scorekeeper that was an error on behalf of Raising Cone. Could have been 3-6-3 putouts to end the bottom of the first inning, but instead the inning lives on and Mike Netzel's on first base. First pitch to Colin Matthews misses outside, count 1-0. Mike Netzel, a speedster over at first base. He's 6 for 10 on stolen base attempts this season. And Martin working from the stretch with a runner on first. The pickoff move is not in time. Netzel gets dirty, but he's back there safely. The Flames definitely implement an aggressive base running approach. It would not be surprising to see Netzel go. Many of the players aren't used to the wood bats, so the players have told me that it's part of the aggressive strategy is that one's ripped into right field out of play, and Brandon Shirley makes a diving attempt, but he can't get there, and the count's knotted up at 1-1 to Colin Matthews. Stuart Martin, one of the lone lasting starting pitchers for this Spartans team. He's going to probably have to go for the long haul today, as a lot of the pitchers, as I've mentioned, are already out for the season or gravely injured. 1-1. Cut on and miss for Colin Matthews, and the count goes to 1-2. Interesting part of this league, a lot of fastballs to this Flames team don't go a swing and miss. They're either taken or there's a foul ball. A lot of these Flames players are very good at making contact. And the 1-2 is Colin missed again on a fastball for strike 3. Colin Matthews goes down by strikes for only the 17th time this season. That retires the side. No runs, no hits, one man left on base at the end of an inning of play. Still no score here at OCC Stadium. Gunnar Groen made quick work of the Syracuse Spartans in the top of the first inning, retiring 3 batters on 7 pitches. So it's the cleanup hitter Micah Riddick to lead off for the Spartans here, as the righty steps up to the box heading into this game with a .237 batting average. He comes to the league from St. Bonaventure University, transferred there from SUNY Ulster. And Groen getting ready for his second inning of work, working out of the stretch as he always does. And the first pitch to Riddick, a fastball misses high and outside, the count 1-0. Groen, an interesting example for a lot of this Flames pitching staff who doesn't even work out of the windup. Neither does Riley Glenn or a lot of the pitchers out of the pen, specifically the 2 sidearmers, Jimmy Flahive and Keon Taylor. 1-0, fastball misses outside, and the count now 2 balls and no strikes. Still no score here in the matchup. The Spartans trying to get something going here in the top of the second. Riddick facing a 2-0 count from Gunnar Groen. And Groen working out of the stretch as always. Deals the 2-0 to Riddick. Fastball, that one just catches the outside corner, and the count's now 2-1 to Micah Riddick. Riddick, a native of Kingston, New York, is a very powerful presence at 6'3", 210 pounds. He's going to enter his senior year at St. Bonaventure in the fall, looking to carry a little bit of a better performance into the spring than this summer. And the 2-1 is a called strike on a fastball, and the count's now evened up at 2-2. Grown with 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Riddick, looking for the first out of the inning, as Eddie Peachman waits on deck, another right-handed hitter. And Grown waiting and deals the 2-2. Fastball ripped foul behind the plate. And so the count is still at 2-2. Grown a very slow approach on the mound, something that a lot of pitchers in this league don't really exhibit too much. Grown taking a very long time for when he gets set to release the ball. Sometimes it could be crucial to allow that extra time because sometimes a lot of pitchers, and this happens even in the professional ranks, they don't vary up their timing, and that one's ripped into right field on the 2-2. That one's slicing out of play, but making the catch on the run is Cullen Matthews, and that's 1 away here in the top of the second inning. Great range shown from Matthews out there in right field, and that brings up the 5-hitter Eddie Peachman with no score here and 1 away in the top of the second. He comes into this ball game with a decent batting average of .294 out of the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh, where he didn't even play this spring. But he's become a very productive player here. Not the best batting average. .294 is decent for this league. But 5 home runs, 5 doubles, 3 triples, and 24 RBIs. Also a perfect 4 for 4 on stolen bases. First pitch to him, a fastball misses low and away. And the count 1-0. Grown being forced to throw more pitches this inning than last. He's already matched his total from the entire top of the first. Trace Peterson, the catcher, sets up inside, and Grown deals the 1-0. Fastball actually goes outside, but it just misses. That one probably a little bit below the knees, and the count's 2-0. Grown's approach on the mound showing very much here. He hasn't even gotten to the point where he was considering striking someone out. All the pitches are pitches that the batters can hit. He doesn't really try too much to dodge the zone or paint the corners. He likes to attack hitters and challenge them to hit his pitches. As the 2-0 is grounded softly over to first, easy fielding for Mike Stefan, and he takes to the bag himself for the second out. And now 2 away here in the top of the second, still no score, and that brings up Brandon Shirley for his first at-bat. Heading into this ballgame with a .278 batting average out of Wells College. One of many players in this league from that school. He's also a former Flames player, played for the Flames last season when they were a member of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League. Shirley, a left-handed hitter, going up against the righty Gunnar Grown. And the infield shifts over to the right here with the shortstop O'Connor playing closer to second, and the second baseman Ruggiero playing in shallow right field. And 2 away, first pitch to Shirley. Fastball inside, brushes Shirley off the plate just a little bit, and counts 1-0. Shirley, very short for a first baseman, 5'10", but certainly makes the stretches over there. He made a good stretch back in the first inning, though another one did have to drag him off the bag. And the 1-0 fastball again misses up and in, and the count's now 2-0. Shirley trying to get something done here for the Spartans. Still no score here in the top of the second inning. Nobody on, 2 away. He's facing a 2-0 count here from Gunnar Grown. Peterson set up right over the middle, the 2-0. Fastball misses again inside, so 3 balls and no strikes here to Shirley, which is not characteristic of Gunnar Grown. He doesn't strike out a lot of batters, but he walks even less batters. Only 10 walks in his 7 starts so far this season. Grown needing to throw a strike here to keep the at-bat alive for Shirley, and the 3-0 fastball misses below the knees for ball 4. Peterson can't find it, but he finally corrals it. And so Shirley's on first base. That's the first base runner of the ballgame for the Spartans. And they have a base runner with 2 away for Ramiel Rodriguez, a second baseman for the Spartans. Heading into this contest, hitting .224 out of Johnson and Wales University, a D3 school out in Rhode Island. It's been a long time coming for Ramiel Rodriguez to play while I'm on the play-by-play call. The last time I was on the play-by-play call for a Syracuse Spartans Flames game, the right-handed hitter who's getting ready to face the first pitch here from Gunnar Groen on the fastball, and it catches the outside corner, and the count's 0-1. Last time, Ramiel Rodriguez was at bat. I was on the play-by-play. I parked my car a little bit too close to the field in the parking lot, and Rodriguez hit a foul ball that caught my windshield. I was certainly not a happy member that day, as the pickoff attempt is no good. It was funny because everyone's faces around me were shocked, and even the Spartans commentators, Jordan Capozzi and Christian de Guzman, they could hear me, and they could barely help themselves from laughing as the 0-1 fastball misses outside. The count's now 1 ball and a strike. Surely a big threat over on first base to steal, a perfect 12 for 12 on the season in stolen base attempts. And he's not taking that big of a lead off of first base, though, here with 2 away. A 1-1 count here to Rodriguez, and the pitch. Breaking ball just misses above the zone, so the count's now 2-1 here to Rodriguez. Thankfully, when the foul ball hit my car, there was no damage. Everything was fine. But in the middle of the inning, all of the Spartans interns came over to make sure I was okay. I had seen my car, it was fine. And I haven't got a chance to tell Rodriguez that he hit my car yet, as that one's skied into shallow right field, taking a few steps back is Stefan, and he makes the catch on the run over his head for the final out of the inning. The pop-out ends the inning for the Spartans. They get a runner on, but no hits, no runs. Here in the top of the second, heading into bottom 2. Still no score here at OCC Stadium. Brian Hart set to lead off the bottom of the second for the Onondaga Flames. Still no score here at OCC Stadium, as Brian Hart getting set for his first at-bat against Stuart Martin, out for his second inning of work. Hart standing back in the batter's box, and the first pitch from the righty Martin is an off-speed that misses above the zone, and the count's 1-0. Hart heading into this contest with a .270 batting average, product of Bryant University in Rhode Island. He's taking a little bit of a tumble in the batting average category, as that one's chopped off his foot into play, but that's foul as it went off of him. And the count's now 1-1. That's happened a couple times in the last couple games, where a ball's fouled off a player's foot and the fielder's played it as if it was a fair ball because they didn't realize it made contact with the player. So it's a 1-1 count here to Hart. As I was saying, 270 is batting average. For a while, he was sitting well above 300. Still consistent for the Flames, but just not as frequently, as that one's ripped into right center field. Running for that one is the center fielder, Riddick. He can't get there. That goes to the wall. Brian Hart rounds first. He's going two. He's going three. The throw into shortstop is cut off, and that's a leadoff triple here for Brian Hart.
The left fielder, A.J. DiFilippo.
Brian Hart, even though his batting average has taken a tumble, his power number's not dropping at all. That's his 4th triple of the season. Ties for the team lead with Adam Gordon, who also has 4. And in total, that's 16 extra base hits for him on the year. And that's an RBI opportunity now for A.J. DiFilippo, who is a left-handed hitter. And the infield is playing well in on the infield grass here for the Spartans. First pitch to DiFilippo, and off-speed misses inside. DiFilippo has to duck out of the way. And the count's 1-0. DiFilippo hitting .326, 3 for 3, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs yesterday. 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Counts knotted up at a ball and a strike. Stuart Martin has surrendered his first hit of the ball game, first hit for either team. And now Hart's 90 feet away from scoring a single or just a deep fly ball could bring him in. And the 1-1 is a called strike. Count now 1-2 here to DiFilippo. Talking to A.J. DiFilippo yesterday after the game. You can find that interview on our Twitter page at Onondaga Flames. He was talking about how his approach has stayed the same. He just has to stay relaxed, and that one's ripped between first and second for a base hit. A.J. DiFilippo walks over to first, and Brian Hart scores. It's an RBI single here with nobody out in the bottom of the second, and the Flames are on the board first. It's 1-0. 4th RBI in just 2 games here for A.J. DiFilippo. He is certainly hot with the bat right now, and that brings up the left-hander Mike Stefan. He actually is a switch hitter, but he's hitting from the left side against the righty Stuart Martin. DiFilippo on first base, not a big threat to steal, but he has done it before. 3 for 5 on the year. And the first pitch to Stefan is taken on the inside corner for a strike. And the count's 0-1. Stefan is a story about a great improvement after early struggles in the season. For a very long time, his batting average was around the 120-130 mark, as the 0-1 is ripped down the right field line, but foul on the ground, and the count moves to 0-2. But Stefan in the last week has really upped his level of play, and now he's above the Mendoza line with 10 RBIs. He's also upped his on-base percentage quite a bit now, 19 walks in this campaign, among the team leaders in that category. 0-2. Ripped on the ground toward the first base line. A tag on the back by Shirley. The throw down to second is in time. A reverse double play here for the Spartans, as it's a force out and then a tag out at second base. So 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning. Stellar defensive work there from Brandon Shirley, who made the diving stop, tagged the bag with his glove, and made the throw to Zincone at second to tag DiFilippo out advancing. So 2 away here in the bottom of the inning, and that brings up Trace Peterson for his first plate appearance. Celebrated his birthday a couple of nights ago. Up for his first time here, the righty gets ready for the first pitch, a breaking ball that misses high, and the count's 1-0. A 1-0 lead now for the Flames, and the 1-0 to Peterson is a fastball again, missing high, and the count's now 2-0. Peterson so far this season, .271 of his batting average. Strikes out about as much as he walks. Exactly as much, as a matter of fact, 18 in each category. 11 RBIs on the season. The product of Lake Erie College in Medina, Ohio. He's been taking on a lot of catcher duties. Joe Navenchi has been giving him some rest as he came in last week. 2-0. Fastball just catches the knees, and the count's 2-1. 2-1 here to Peterson. Fastball outside, ripped into the right center field gap. Taking a few steps back is Eddie Peachman, and he makes the catch, backtracking on the run, and that retires the side. But the Flames get a run first here in this contest. It's 1-0 Flames heading into the third inning. Eight-9-1 leading off the top of the third inning for the Syracuse Spartans. And Gunnar Grown out for his third inning of work after only throwing 24 pitches through the first two innings. Grown's first pitch to the righty Lombardi, a fastball that just catches the upper third of the plate, and the count's 0-1. A few defensive changes here to start the game early for the Flames. It looks like Colin Matthews may have tweaked something, so he is out of the ball game. Corbin Paxton is in at first. First baseman Mike Stefan has moved over to left, and A.J. DiFilippo, the left fielder, is covering Matthews' spot in right as the 0-1 pitch misses up and away, and the count's now even at a ball and a strike. Tim Lombardi entering this game as not one of the strongest hitters on the team, but decent still. Another Johnson & Wales University player. Hitting .277 this year. The 1-1 fastball is skied to the right side, out of play, and he's behind the count 1-2. Grown allowed his 11th walk of the season back in the second inning. Still no strikeouts today. He has 13 on the year. Not known for his strikeout ability. Very much a pitch-to-contact pitcher, as I've mentioned multiple times throughout this broadcast. Trace Peterson, the catcher, setting up outside the 1-2. Fastball misses off the plate, and the count's knotted up at 2 strikes as Michael Paciocco waits on deck. Grown getting set on the mound. 2 strikes, no outs. Flames leading 1-0 here in the top of the third after putting up a run in the bottom half of the second. And the 2-2 is another fastball outside, so a full count here to Tim Lombardi. And Gunnar Grown facing a payoff pitch here. What he likes to do when he's in a tough spot, he walks off the mound for a second, takes off his hat, brushes his brow. It's something that seems to calm him. It's something he uses and usually succeeds at using. to get his nerves under control, stay calm. And facing a 3-2 count here is Tim Lombardi, the payoff pitch. Fastball ripped foul behind home plate. And the count stays full at 3-2. Seventh pitch of this at-bat coming up here for Lombardi. The righty catcher getting set in the batter's box. And Grown with a 3-2 count. Here on Lombardi, he deals. Fastball skied to the right side, again out of play. Eighth pitch of this at-bat coming up now. It's still 3-2. Tim Lombardi fighting off the pitches he doesn't want. A very patient approach there at the plate from Lombardi, who has only played so much this season, only 22 games. 3-2. Fastball up and away for ball four. Second walk of the game for Gunnar Grown. A little uncharacteristic for him, but a base runner here with nobody out here for the Spartans. And that brings out the 9-hitter, Michael Pachioko, who isn't a position player. He is a pitcher for the Spartans. He played third base in high school, and as the Spartans are struggling through injuries, he's stepping up to bat today for them, working from the right side against the righty Grown with a runner on first and nobody out. Lombardi 1 for 1 on stolen base attempts this season, and the first pitch is chopped on the ground to third. This could be two. Flips over to second to one, on to first, well in time for the 5-4-3 double play. Stellar defensive work there, turning two, starting with Brian Hart, flipping over to Mike Ruggiero, and finally over to Corbin Paxton. So two away now in the top of the third inning for the Syracuse Spartans, and that brings the top of the order back up in Josh Loeffler, who flew out to right field in his first plate appearance. It was a deep shot, but Colin Matthews only had to take a few steps to make the catch, and now it's A.J. DiFilippo out there in right. The righty steps into the batter's box. Gunnar Grown waiting patiently. First pitch fastball catches the outside corner, and Loeffler behind the count, 0-1. Gunnar Grown's ERA continues to plummet below 2 for every scoreless inning he throws, as he started the day with a 1.98. 0-1. Fastball's fouled back behind home plate, and the count's 0-2. Loeffler, a very stellar player for the Spartans, a player out of right here at Onondaga Community College. Started his career at UConn, then took 1 year at OCC and is starting at Albany in the fall. 0-2 breaking ball just misses above the zone. Loeffler manages to stay alive, and the count's 1-2. Thirteen pitches so far this inning for Gunnar Grown, who made quick work in the first inning, a little slower in the second inning, but can end the inning quicker here in the third. Still leading 1-0. 1-2 is cut on and missed for strike 3. A changeup gets Loeffler out in front. First strikeout of the day for Gunnar Grown. And heading into the bottom of the third inning, the Flames still lead 1-0. 9-1-2 to start the bottom of the third inning for the Onondaga Flames. It'll be Mike Ruggiero leading off, who's made marked improvement over the last week, hitting 120, 130 for most of the season, and just this last week getting above the Mendoza line, hitting 216. Entering this contest, he faced Stuart Martin, whose first pitch is a fastball and is a called strike on the outside corner. So Ruggiero behind in the count, 0-1. And Ruggiero working from the right side against the righty Martin. Corner infielders in, as Ruggiero is a speedster, and the fastball is a called strike again on the outside corner, and the count moves to 0-2. Mike Ruggiero's dad is possibly one of the best sports parents you could possibly ask for. He's been at every game possible this season. He hit his car with a deer, actually, earlier this season, as the 0-2 breaking ball misses outside, so the count's now 1-2 to Ruggiero. He hit a deer with his car, and he went home, got it fixed as soon as possible, and now he's back up here for the final stretch of the season watching his son play. 1-2 fastball, a called strike 3, and so Ruggiero's set down to start the bottom of the third. So one away here for the Spartans in the field, and that's the second strikeout of the ball game. First looking for Stuart Martin out there on the mound, so McLean O'Connor up for his second plate appearance. Grounded out to short his first time up. Back in that top of the first inning, 3 grounders to short. It could have been 3 6-3 putouts, but Raising Cone made an error on the third try, but then Colin Matthews struck out right after that. First pitch to O'Connor is a breaking ball that misses, and the count's 1-0. O'Connor, a late arrival for this Flames team, making big strides as a player, and that one's ripped into left field. It's going to land in front of the left fielder, Masagno, for a base hit. So the Flames have a 1-out base runner here in the bottom of the third inning, and that brings up Adam Gordon. McLean O'Connor now on first base. Not a big threat to steal, but he is a very aggressive runner. He's successful less than 50% of the time, but sometimes he just makes questionable base stealing decisions. 3 stolen bases on the year, 7 attempts in total. And O'Connor on with a base hit now. Could possibly advance, and Adam Gordon working from the left side against the righty Martin. His first time up was also a grounder over to shortstop. First pitch, ripped into right field. Taking some steps back is Eddie Peachman, the right fielder, into the gap. He makes the catch, and McLean O'Connor forced to retreat back to first base. 2 away here in the bottom of the third, and that brings up Mike Netzel. Mike Netzel, his first time up, he also grounded over to short, but Raising Cone made an errant throw over to first. Shirley was able to keep him from getting away, but he was dragged off the bag, so he got credited with an E6, and Mike Netzel was not granted a hit on that play. So a quick mound meeting between the infielders and Stuart Martin out there, as Mike Netzel, the righty, is waiting for his second plate appearance. And so Netzel finally getting his chance here after the mound meeting ends. He's up with 2 away. Flames with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. Big lead off of first base for McLean O'Connor. First pitch fastball just catches the outside corner, and Netzel's behind in the count, 0-1. Netzel out of Occidental College, not big on driving in runs, but a chance here with O'Connor on first base. He takes off. The pitch is a called strike. The throw down to second is not in time, and McLean O'Connor gets his his 4th stolen base of the season. And now a runner in scoring position for the Flames with 2 away. Now an 0-2 count here to Netzel, as that pitch was a called strike. O'Connor is on second base, taking a big lead, covered by the second baseman Ramiel Rodriguez. 0-2 skied out to right field. Easy pickings out there for Eddie Peachman, who takes a few steps to his left and makes the catch to retire the side. Flames don't go down 1-2-3, and they strand a runner in scoring position. Heading into the 4th inning, still a 1-0 Flames lead here at OCC Stadium. Raising Cone, the shortstop, set to lead off the top of the fourth inning for the Syracuse Spartans, as Gunnar grounds out for his fourth inning of work after working quickly through the first 3 innings, only 38 pitches. And the first pitch to the righty, Zincone, is a fastball outside, and the count's 1-0. First time up, Zincone grounded out to second base. Hit one the opposite way, as Gunnar Groan's known to force a lot of groundouts. Flames still leading 1-0 here in the top of the fourth inning. And Groan, as always, working out of the stretch, and the 1-0. That fastball also catches the outside corner, and the count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. John Masagno, the left fielder, waiting on deck. And Gunnar Groan looking for a big win here. It'll be number 4 for him on the season. And the 1-1. Fastball's cut on and missed. That one above the zone. But Zincone was forced to chase at it, and the count's 1-2. Zincone's playing good in the field so far this season. He had an error earlier today. But so far, a stellar defensive shortstop on the season for this Spartans team. Important to have is they're losing bodies. And the 1-2 is inside and plunks Ray Zincone on the front shoulder. So he's going to take first base here with nobody out on the hit by pitch. And John Masagno, the 3-hitter, a chance to get something done here. Down 1-0 in the fourth inning with a runner on and nobody out. The righty Masagno popped up to first base to end the top of the first inning. That's his only plate appearance so far. He's working for the right side against the righty Gunnar Groan. And Ray Zincone leading off of first base. 4 for 7 on stolen base attempts for him so far this season. First pitch to Masagno is cut on and missed. And the count's easily 0-1 here to Masagno. Gunnar Groan is very good at mixing up his pitch counts, and also with a runner on base, he's very talented at mixing up the time between pitches. As the 0-1 is held off for a minute, as the pickoff attempt is no good over at first base. But something key for a lot of pitchers is when you get set, you have to vary up the time between when you get set and you start your delivery, because if you don't do that, the base runners can very well predict exactly when you're going to start throwing. And the 0-1. A fastball misses outside, and the count's knotted up at a ball on the strike. And that's a problem that persists into the professional ranks. In fact, I was at a Syracuse Chiefs game just a couple weeks ago, and I saw a pitcher at the AAA level having the same 3.5 count from set to delivery for every single pitch. And the visiting team, as the 1-1's cut on and missed, and the count moves to 1-2. The visiting team stole bases for days off the pitcher for the Syracuse Chiefs. The visiting team was the Scranton Wilkes Barre Rail Riders. And I kid you not, there were at least 6 stolen bases in the first 2 innings, and there were a couple stand-up steals of third base without a throw. And so a short lead for Zincone over on first base, and the 1-2 fastball is ripped on the ground to a short. Diving stop by McLean O'Connor. Flips over to second for 1. On to first. In time for the double play. McLean O'Connor diving stop and a double play for the Flames here in the top of the fourth inning. And now nobody's on base after the double play. It's 2 away here.
The center fielder, Micah Riddick.
McLean O'Connor just brings a different energy to this Flames ball club. He brings a lot of confidence to this.
Not bad.
He's a very confident player, and it could show you why right there. A diving stop in the 5.5 hole, flips from his knees over to second base for an out, and actually turns a double play. And now with 2 away, it's Micah Riddick. First pitch to him, a fastball, catches the lower third for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Riddick, a right-handed hitter, flew out to right his first time up. 0-1 count here with 2 away, trailing 1-0. Pitch from Groan misses in the dirt, and the count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. Riddick worked a very long at-bat in the second inning, forcing Groan to throw 6 pitches, which isn't a lot. It's the second longest at-bat of this game, however. The only one longer was Tim Lombardi's at-bat back in the third inning, where he drew 9 pitches from Gunnar Groan. 1-1. Fastball fouled off to the right side. And Riddick now down in the count, 1-2. Fourth pitch of this at-bat coming up in the inning. It'll be pitch number 12 in this inning for Gunnar Groen out there on the mound. 2 away, 1-0 lead for the Flames. And the 1-2. Off-speed cut on and miss for strike 3. Second strikeout of the day for Gunnar Groen. And for the second inning in a row, a strikeout ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no one left on base. Heading into the bottom of the fourth inning, still a 1-0 Flames lead. Corbin Paxton stepping up for his first at-bat today. The left-handed hitter replaces Colin Matthews, who left the game with a tweak. We'll get you an injury update when we know more. And the first pitch to Paxton is a breaking ball that catches the outer third for a strike. And so Paxton quickly behind in the count, 0-1. Heading into today's contest, Paxton a batting average of an even 200. Another product of Lake Erie college teammates with the catcher Trace Peterson. And that one sky to the left side into the gap. Running to make the catch on the run is John Masagno. Stellar range there from Masagno and left. And a quick first out here in the bottom of the fourth for the Spartans. And now Brian Hart coming up with one away and nobody on. Hart a big triple to the right center field gap back in the second inning. And that triple for him, mark number 4 on the season, 16th extra base hit. And he's had an opportunity again here against Stuart Martin, out for his 4th inning of work, and the Flames now out in front 1-0. And the first pitch misses outside on the breaking ball, and the count's 1-0. Martin deals the 1-0. Another breaking ball, that one again missing outside, so 2 balls, no strikes here to Brian Hart. Hart second on the team in RBIs, trailing only A.J. DiFilippo, who drove him in earlier in this contest. That run scored for Brian Hart was the 24th time he touched home plate, and the 29th RBI for DiFilippo as the 2-0 fastball misses above the zone again, and it's 3 balls and no strikes to Brian Hart, a real hitter's count, and likely not to have a green light here with 3 balls and no strikes. 3-0. Fastball taken right over the middle for a first strike, and the count's 3 balls and 1. A.J. DiFilippo waiting on deck, and a 3-1 count here to Brian Hart, as the Flames still lead by 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch is ripped opposite field, and that drops on a blooper in for a base hit. Brian Hart has his second hit of the ballgame, and now he's halfway to the cycle with a single and a triple, and that brings up A.J. DiFilippo with a runner on base for the second time today. Last time up, he got an RBI single that scored Brian Hart and gave the Flames their existing 1-0 lead. Third baseman Michael Paciocco playing in on the infield grass, anticipating a possible bunt from A.J. DiFilippo with one away. And Brian Hart now on first base. Ever a threat to steal. 14 for 14. Perfect on stolen base attempts. And a pickoff attempt is just not in time. It was a stellar move from Stuart Martin. Almost caught Brian Hart red-handed, but he was able to just get back in there ahead of the throw. And the lefty DiFilippo gets set, still waiting for the first pitch, as the infield is in double play depth here. Another pickoff move, not in time. Hart again gets back safely. Both times he had to get really dirty to avoid quick tags from the first baseman, Brandon Shirley, who's very good at that. He gets the ball and slaps the tag down very fast, so Brian Hart, if that's anybody else, he probably would have been picked off twice. Another pickoff move. This time, he is not back in time. And on the third try, Brian Hart is picked off. And so now there's two away here in the inning, nobody on. And that brings A.J. DiFilippo still waiting for his first pitch of this at-bat. Now with nobody on base. Still trying to do something to keep the inning alive for the Flames. As Martin now has nothing to worry about, facing DiFilippo with two away. First pitch off speed, misses inside, and the count's 1-0. DiFilippo standing back in the box, and Lombardi sets up outside. That one ripped the opposite way for a base hit. Second base hit of the ball game for A.J. DiFilippo as he holds up at first. And it's a two-out single here for DiFilippo, his second base hit of the ball game. And he's on first for Mike Stefan with two away. Stefan back in the second inning, hit into a 3-3-6 double play. Probably one of the weirdest double plays you will see in baseball. Brandon Shirley made a diving stop at first base, slapped the bag with his glove, and from his knees made a throw over to second base where the tag was made for the second out. And so the switcher, Stefan, working from the left side against the righty Martin. That one looked like it got him on the arm, but the home plate umpire disagrees. And so the count's 1-0 here to Stefan. Short lead from DiFilippo on first base. And the 1-0. Another one up and in. And the count's now 2-0 here to Stefan. He steps out of the batter's box real quick, just readjusting his batting gloves. Flames still have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Big lead from DiFilippo on first base, the 2-0. Ripped foul to left side behind home plate. And the count moves to 2-1. Mike Stefan finally back in the box here. 2-1 count. Slight shift on the right side. And that one's hit the opposite way. That one blooping in fair territory. Just slices foul down the left field line. If that dropped, that could have been a run, as A.J. DiFilippo had a good jump off of that hit. But the count's now 2-2, and DiFilippo has to go back to first base. Stuart Martin so far on the day, 1 earned run on 5 hits. The Flames have only left 1 runner on base through the first 3 innings. That's really good for them, considering that's been a problem for the team all year round. DiFilippo, another big leadoff for first. 2-2, 2 out. The pitch. Chopped on the ground, foul to the right side. And the count stays at 2-2. The magic number so far for the season for the Flames has seemed to be 10 when it comes to leaving runners on base. Only 2 wins this year for the Flames when they leave 10 or more on. And the fact that through 3 innings they've only left 1 is a good sign for this team today. The 2-2. Cut on and miss above the zone for strike 3. So Stefan goes down on strikes, and it's the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Stuart Martin. That retires the side. No runs, 2 hits. 1 man left on base heading into the 5th inning. Still a 1-0 Flames lead. Flames still leading 1-0 here entering the top of the 5th inning. Eddie Peachman set to lead off for the Syracuse Spartans as they trail by 1 entering this inning to face Gunnar Groen, who's out for his 5th inning of work. Stellar outing for him so far. A pair of walks and a hit batsman, but no hits surrendered so far today. And his first pitch to Eddie Peachman, an off-speed that misses above the zone, and the count's 1-0. And Groen, he had a stellar outing last time around, but he was just let down in the field. He wasn't credited with the loss. In fact, 8 runs scored while he was on the mound, but none of them were earned thanks to 9 errors in the field from the Flames. 1-0 pitch, chopped foul down the left side, and the count's evened up at a ball and a strike here to Peachman. Peachman last time up grounded out to first base, and it was taken to the bag by Stefan himself. And Peachman, the right-handed hitter, stepping back, crowding the plate. A 1-1 count here with the Spartans trailing by 1 in this inning. 1-1. Breaking ball just misses off the plate, and the count moves to 2-1. Peachman, an example like Gunnar Groen of a player coming into this league with no experience at the college level, both redshirt players, but both tearing up the league this season. Gunnar Groen, a redshirt freshman out of Pepperdine, and Peachman, a redshirt at Wisconsin Oshkosh. That fastball again missing off the plate, and now 3 balls and a strike to Peachman. Brandon Shirley, a left-handed hitter, waits in the on-deck circle. And Groen trying to avoid allowing the 3rd walk of today. Wind blowing out to left field slightly here at OCC Stadium. And Gunnar Groen, as always, working out of the stretch, even though there's nobody on base, the 3-1. Fastball ripped to the opposite way, but foul. Not very hard contact there from Peachman, and the count's now full at 3-2. Gunnar Groen hasn't thrown too many pitches so far today, entering this inning with only 50 pitches under his belt. And pitch number 6 of this at-bat coming up to Eddie Peachman, and the payoff pitch. Fastball again ripped foul, and so 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up now, still 3-2. Gunnar Groen has worked into a couple of long counts today. He has not won the battle too many times, giving up a hit by pitch and a walk the 2 times it has happened previously. The righty Peachman crowds the plate, and Groen gets set. 3-2. Fastball check swing, and the field umpire says he did not go a run. That one just missed above the zone. 3rd walk of the day for Gunnar Groen, and the Spartans have a base runner to lead off the top of the 5th. And the Spartans still trailing 1-0 here in the 5th inning. And Brandon Shirley, a left-handed hitter, coming up with a chance to make something happen. He drew a walk his first time up, and he has a runner on base to make something happen with. Shirley so far 13 RBIs this season, but no extra base hits to his name. Infield in double play depth for the Flames. And the first pitch, fastball inside, brushes Shirley off the plate just a little bit. And the home plate umpire says it hit Brandon Shirley, even though Shirley himself was not expecting that to be called. So now 2 runners on for Gunnar Groen and nobody out in the inning for the Spartans. And pitching coach Robert Anders going out to talk to today's starter, as Groen is in a little bit of a jam here. He's been good in tough situations so far this year, and usually this is what you call a composure visit. Robert Anders is not like a lot of pitching coaches who go out and berate their pitchers, tell them what they're doing wrong. Anders is the type of pitcher the type of pitching coach who just goes out there, gives you a little chat, asks you how you're feeling, what you think you're doing right, what you think you're doing wrong. And this is sort of the composure visit. It's the staple of what Robert Anders does as pitching coach. He likes to keep his pitchers under control. He hasn't tinkered with too much of the way the pitchers operate. The one exception being the starting pitcher, Carter Morrisroe, whose arm slot has gone down a couple ticks, but otherwise just affecting their mentality, trying to alter the way they think as pitchers, and trying to help their approaches when they're in these type spots. And so it's 2-1, nobody out, and Ramiel Rodriguez coming up to bat after popping out to first his first time up. Rodriguez crowding the plate from the right side here. Corner infielders playing in, as there's a force opportunity at every base from home here. Every base but home here with nobody out. Rodriguez showing bunt. He puts it up, and it goes popped up behind home plate, but Trace Peterson can't catch up to it, showing the big grin on his face, even though he knew he had no chance, and the count's 0-1. So everyone returning to their positions. And Gunnar Groen trying to get out of this jam he's in. 2 on, nobody out. And the Flames holding on to a thin 1-0 lead in the top of the 5th. Corner infielders on the infield grass. And Groen gets the sign from Peterson, setting up on the outside corner. Rodriguez again showing bunt. Paxton waiting to crash in. He crashes, and that one's taken inside as Rodriguez pulls back, and the count's evened up at 1-1. Rodriguez certainly a fast runner. He's got 5 stolen bases on the year, so it makes sense why he'd be trying to lay down a bunt here, but also 2 in scoring position, and 2 runners on base and a chance to move them both in scoring position with only 1 out. Rodriguez shows bunt again. Paxton crashes. That one bunted and makes contact with Rodriguez as he's running out of the box. He was still in the box when it made contact with him, so it's just a foul ball, and the count's 1-2. If that one made contact while Rodriguez had been fully out of the box, Rodriguez would be called out and both runners would return to first and second base. But instead, he still had a foot in the box, so he was still clear, and it became a foul ball. So 1-2 here to Rodriguez, and both runners take their lead. Mike Ruggiero covering second base. 1-2. Fastball ripped over to the shortstop, could be 2. O'Connor flips to second to 1, on for first in time, as Ramil Rodriguez tried to slide head first into the bag, but couldn't get there in time. And the Spartans have a runner on third base 90 feet away from scoring, but 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. And now that brings up Tim Lombardi for his second plate appearance after he walked his first time up. Second double play turned by McLean O'Connor over there at short today. First one certainly more impressive, but that one very clutch as Gunnar Groen has a runner on third base, but 2 outs and he can just focus on the batter here as Tim Lombardi is not among the team's strongest hitters. The righty steps into the batter's box, and Groen deals the first pitch. Fastball outside, and the count's 1-0 here to Lombardi. Lombardi has shared the catching duties, but has not played against this Flames squad yet this season. It has mostly been Nolan Watson behind the plate against this Onondaga team. Lead off of third for Eddie Peachman, and the 1-0. Fastball ripped right back up the middle. A diving stop by Ruggiero is no good for a base hit. The no-hitter ends after 4 2/3 innings, and on that hit, the first run of the game scores. It's now a tie ball game here at OCC Stadium, and now that brings up Michael Paciocco. Eddie Peachman scores the first run of the ball game, and for Tim Lombardi, that's only his 10th RBI of the season. And Michael Paciocco trying to keep the inning alive for the Spartans with 2 away. Now a tie ball game. And the first pitch from Groen, a fastball, a called strike, and the count's 0-1. So no 1 count with 2 away. Now a tie ball game here in the top of the 5th inning after Tim Lombardi brought home the first run for the Spartans on the first hit of the ball game for the team. And the 0-1 misses outside on the fastball, and the count's knotted up at a ball on a strike. Paciocco last time up hit into a double play. Not possible here with 2 away, but trying to keep the inning alive. And Groen trying to escape the inning without more damage, as the game is now tied up. 1-1. Schweck swing, but he did go around, and it was a called strike regardless, and the count's 1-2. Paciocco, not a pitcher for the Spartans. He played a little bit of third base back in high school, so he has hitting experience, though not at the collegiate level, so he's got to step up and be a working body for the Spartans here today, and he faces the 1-2. Fastball fouled back behind home plate, and so he stays alive, and the count's still 1-2. Gunnar Groen, a long inning for him out there on the mound. 7 pitches to Eddie Peachman, only 1 to Brandon Shirley, 4 to Rodriguez, and 2 to Lombardi. And now waiting for the 5th pitch of this at-bat here to Pachioko. And the 1-2 is taken inside for ball 2. Groen was almost certain that that was a strike, but he doesn't get ahead of himself, so he's still out there on the mound, and the count's 2-2. Two out, runner on first. Pachioko waiting in the right-handed batter's box. 2-2, misses outside. So a full count here on Pachioko with 2 away in the top of the 5th. '21st pitch of this inning coming up for Gunnar Groen, who worked through the Spartans pretty quickly through the first 4. And Groen's now in the stretch, 3-2. Fastball called, strike 3 on Pachioko. He returns to the dugout, and that's the 3rd strikeout of the ballgame for Gunnar Groen. But he does surrender the first run of the ballgame to the Spartans, and the game's now tied at 1 heading into the bottom of the 5th. Trace Peterson set to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Onondaga Flames in this ballgame that's now tied at 1 after the Spartans got both their first run and their first hit at the same time in the top half. And the first pitch fastball to Peterson is a called strike, and he's behind in the count, 0-1. In his first at-bat, Peterson flew out to right field. One of many flyout victims for the Flames tonight, making good contact with Stuart Martin out for his 5th inning of work as that breaking ball misses and the count's 1-1. 1-1 count here to Peterson, the right-handed hitter against the righty Martin, who has so far allowed 1 run on 5 hits. 1-1 fastball misses inside near the knees, and Peterson's now in a better hitter's count now, 2-1. Interesting defensive alignment in the infield. The second baseman, Ramiel Rodriguez, is playing in shallow right. 2-1. Chopped on the ground, foul behind home plate over near the on-deck circle where it's scooped up by Mike Ruggiero. And the count's 2-2. Stuart Martin has had a lot of runners allowed on base so far for the Flames, but he's usually been able to keep them under control. The Flames dying down a little bit on the offensive side. That one chopped foul on the 2-2 pitch, and the count's still 2-2 to Trace Peterson. And the 6th pitch of this at-bat coming up. Martin's also been helped out by stellar fielding, only one error behind him. And the 2-2 fastball is inside. And so now full count to Trace Peterson to start off the bottom of the 5th. Peterson up for the Flames, trying to start something to break the tie at 1. Payoff. Fastball in the dirt, ball 4. So Peterson walks for the first time today, and he's on first with nobody out in the inning for Mike Ruggiero, who struck out looking his first time up. And Ruggiero has been very good over the last week, upping his batting average by close to 80 points. After struggling after pulling his hamstring in the first week of the season, he was not strong when he came back, but he's finally finding his groove this week. He's got a chance here with a runner on first base in a tie ball game as the infield for the Spartans moves to double play depth. And the righty sees the first pitch. He lays down a bunt, but it's off his foot in the batter's box. And the count's 0-1. Ruggiero walks that one off. And Peterson returns to first base. A couple bunt attempts from both sides so far today. None of them have even gotten fair. And so Peterson taking a relatively big lead off of first base for someone who's only 2 for 5 on attempts. And Ruggiero shows bunt, pulls back yet again. And the count's 1-1. Coach Cordero gives the signs. Third baseman Michael Paciocco playing well in on the third base side. Into the infield grass, set to crash on a bunt attempt. Another 1-1 to Ruggiero. He shows bunt again. He pulls back, but that one's a called strike on the upper third. And Ruggiero now behind the count 1-2. So the bunt unlikely to come from Ruggiero now with 2 strikes. And Paciocco goes back to regular double play depth. 1-2 from Martin. Peterson fakes a steal. That one misses inside. Brushes Ruggiero off the plate just a hair. Almost caught Peterson on the hit, but instead it's a 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes to Ruggiero in a tie 1-1 ball game in the bottom of the 5th. Runner on first, nobody out. And a pickoff move over to first is not in time, as Peterson doesn't even need to slide to get back in there safely. Ruggiero keeping this at-bat alive as long as he can. 5th pitch of this at-bat coming up. Fastball misses above the zone, so a full count here to Ruggiero. And Stuart Martin back-to-back full counts on hitters. He did not win the battle last time. And those have been the only 2 full counts that Martin has gotten himself into today. Let's see if he can win this battle. 3-2, ripped into center field, right in the direction of Micah Riddick, who only has to take 2 steps to his left to make the catch for the first out. Peterson retreats back to first base. He's still on first base, but now 1 away in the inning. And that brings up McLean O'Connor for his 3rd plate appearance. He's 1 for 2. A single back in the 3rd and a ground out in the 1st. O'Connor also stole a base, his 4th of the season back when he reached in the 3rd inning. And O'Connor has a clutch ability that many others have on this ball club. Only 15 games for him this season, but 17 RBIs. And the first pitch he sees is an off-speed, missing above the zone, and the count 1-0. That clutch factor for O'Connor is something that's given him lasting power over this season, hitting .326 after arriving very late in this campaign. 2 home runs, 5 doubles, 1 triple. And runner goes, and that one's chopped foul over to the third base side. And the count moves even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Peterson was moving fast to get over to second base. Looked like he would have been safe, and if he was, that would have been his 3rd stolen base of the season. Currently 2 for 5 on attempts this year. And the righty O'Connor steps back into the batter's box, trying to break this 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the 5th. And a pickoff move with 1 away is no good. Peterson again able to get back without a slide. Martin has picked up 1 Flames runner so far today. that being Brian Hart back in the 4th inning. 1-1. Breaking ball just catches the plate, and so O'Connor gets the nod, and the count's 1-2. O'Connor, an aggressive hitter with 2 strikes. Being behind in the count has not fazed him at all this season. In fact, a lot of his extra base hits come when he's down in the count 1-2 or 0-2. Peterson fakes steal, and that fastball misses above the zone, and the count's now evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Short lead from Peterson over on first. O'Connor crowding the plate a little more here with a 2-2 count. Martin working out of the stretch. He deals the 2-2. Breaking ball called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. O'Connor goes on strikes for the first time today and for the 9th time this season. It's 2 away in the bottom of the 5th inning, and that brings up Adam Gordon looking for his first hit in the ball game. So far, a ground out and a fly out to his name. Gordon stepping into the left-handed batter's box. Getting ready to face the righty Martin with 2 away, runner on first, trying to break this 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the 5th. Infield is shifted to the right for the left-handed hitter, and the first pitch fastball is a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Adam Gordon out of Cal State LA. He's another junior college transfer player in the same mold as Keon Taylor, who will be joining there in the fall, and that one's grounded as easily over to second base. Rodriguez fires to first for the final out of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on base at the end of 5 innings of play. Still a 1-1 tie here at OCC Stadium. Top of the order stops off the top of the 6th inning for the Syracuse Spartans. And Josh Loeffler hitting first as Gunnar Grown out for his 6th inning of work after surrendering the first run of the ball game back in the fifth. And the first pitch is ripped into right center field. That falls for the second hit, and it could be extra bases, but it's corralled quickly in center by Adam Gordon and throw back in. So Loeffler is held to a single, but it's a single to lead off the sixth inning. And the Spartans have an early base runner, and now Raising Cone with a chance to extend something here, as he's 0 for 1 with a ground out and hit by a pitch in his last time up in the fourth inning. Infield moves to double play depth for the Flames, and Josh Loeffler, a speedster over there on the base path, 7 for 11 so far this season. First pitch to the Raising Cone, a fastball inside, and Groen on the mound behind the count 1-0. Groen did give up a run last inning, but still in the grand scheme of things, his ERA has still declined. He started the game with a 1.98 ERA, and even with the run allowed, his ERA is down to 1.96. And a pickoff move over to first base is not in time. Loeffler gets dirty, but he's back there safely. And Groen with a patient approach on the mound. He did throw a perfect game. Not a perfect game, my goodness. He threw a complete game earlier this season. And another pickoff move is not in time. Groen threw a complete game earlier this season, and that one he did give up a run. It was 1 run and 3 hits en route to 9 innings and a 3-1 win. 1-0 to Zincone. Fastball catches the outside corner, and the count's knotted up at 1 apiece. Spartans struggling to get the bats going today, have mostly reached base through walks or hit by pitch. But the bats starting to come alive in the last couple of innings with a pair of hits. And a run on the board. Runner goes, the throw down to second base, gets there ahead of the runner, and he's gone. Joff Loeffler gets gunned down at second base. He struggles getting up, but he's okay. And now that's 1 out here in the top of the sixth inning, and Groen no longer has to worry about that runner on base. And now the infield returns to regular defensive positioning as Zincone faces a 2-1 after the pitch that forced Loeffler out at second missed above the zone. 2-1. Fastball swung on and missed outside. It gets behind Peterson, but there's no one on base, so it's no matter. And the count's evened up at 2-2. Peterson has been the Iron Man behind the plate so far this season. His coaches at Lake Erie College have wanted to move him over to first base. However, the various injuries to other catchers this season have left him with most of the playing time behind the dish. 2-2 to the righty Zincone. Off-speed sky to high to the left side. Running back into the outfield is McLean O'Connor. He's waved off by the left fielder, Mike Stefan, and he makes the catch for the second out. Stefan started the game at first base, went out to left in the third inning after Colin Matthews had to exit the game, so DiFilippo then moved over to right field. And John Masagno now up for the Spartans with 2 away. He's also working from the right side. He's 0 for 2 today, a pop out to first, and a ground ball into a double play back in the fourth inning. One of the most stellar double plays executed in this league that I've seen, started by McLean O'Connor. That one ripped into left field hard, but Mike Stefan takes a few steps in and makes the catch on the run for the final out. 2 flyouts and a base hit, but the runner got caught stealing. And heading into the bottom of the sixth inning, still a tie ball game here at OCC Stadium. Mike Netzel to lead off the bottom of the sixth for the Onondaga Flames. Still a tie ball game here in the bottom of the sixth. And Stuart Martin out for his sixth inning of work for the Spartans out there on the mound. First pitch to the right-hander Netzel is ripped into left field hard for a base hit. Netzel's going to round first, and he's going to hold up around the bag. And so it's a single to lead off the inning on the first pitch to Mike Netzel. And there's a base runner with no one away for Corbin Paxton, a left-handed hitter, who's coming up for his second plate appearance after he replaced Colin Matthews in the third. In his last plate appearance, a fly out to left field, and a chance to do something with a runner on base now. And Mike Netzel, a threat to steal, 6 for 10 on the year in that category. And Paxton steps into the left-handed batter's box. Infield now in double play depth for the Spartans. Martin now working from the stretch. First pitch fastball, a bunt shown but pulled back as that one misses inside, and the count's 1-0. Paxton came in at first base even though Matthews was playing right field. And the way that the Flames filled that in the defensive side was Paxton went in at first base, A.J. DiFilippo moved from left to right, and the original first baseman, Mike Stefan, went from first to left. And the 1-0 fastball misses below the knees, and the count's now 2-0. Paxton's batting average entering today was .200. It's been hovering around there all season. He's been a reliable defensive first baseman for the Flames, but on the offensive side, still yet to get his back going consistently. And the 2-0 misses above the zone again. This one close to above Paxton's head, and the count moves to 3-0 now. Short lead off of first base for Mike Netzel with a 3-0 count. Corbin Paxton likely not to get the green light. And the 3-0 fastball taken right over the middle for strike one. Again, as predicted, Corbin Paxton takes the pitch even though it's clearly a strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike here to Paxton. Still looking for his first hit in the ballgame, trying to break the 1-1 tie in the bottom of the sixth. Martin from the stretch. Nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. He deals fastball outside for ball 4. So now 2 runners on with nobody out here in the inning for the Flames, and that brings up Brian Hart. Brian Hart has not been retired yet today. He walked back in the second inning. He came around to score. Actually, excuse me, that's not a walk. I don't know why I'm reading it that way. It's a triple that came back in the second inning. And a single back in the fourth inning. He scored after the triple. And then he got picked off at first base after singling in the fourth inning. A chance for his third hit of the ball game, already halfway to the cycle here. So it's now Mike Netzel on second base, and Corbin Paxton on first base, and Brian Hart getting set to step into the right-handed batter's box to face Stuart Martin for the third time today. Middle infield playing the second base bag very close. And the first pitch, Hart so bunt but pulls back as that one misses in the dirt. The count's 1-0. Hart trying to get the Flames out in front here, as the Flames are currently tied with the Spartans at 1 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Nobody out and 2 runners on base. And Martin deals. Hart shows bunt again. Again, a fastball outside as Brandon Shirley, the first baseman, was crashing in, and the count's now 2-0. Brian Hart's been one of the great small ball players here for the Flames. A lot of hit and runs, a lot of successful bunt attempts that have resulted in base hits. Without a doubt, the fastest player on this team with a perfect 14 for 14 in stolen base attempts. And he shows bunt yet again and puts that one foul down the right field line. And the count's 2-1. Not hard contact on the bunt there, only went a few feet away from the plate. That landed in foul territory, so it's now 2-1 here to Brian Hart. Brandon Shirley still playing a few feet in from the infield grass, prepared to crash in the case of another bunt attempt. Martin from the stretch, Shirley crashing in again, and he pulls back and swings. And he misses on that one, and the count's 2-2. So it's a fake bunt swing from Brian Hart. He can't get around on it, and the count's 2-2, as he's still trying to get the Flames out in front here in a tie 1-1 ball game in the bottom of the sixth inning. Netzel's off second. Corbin Paxton's off of first. And Brian Hart calls time at the plate. Two balls, two strikes here to Hart. The pitch. Breaking ball misses in the dirt outside, so a full count here to Brian Hart. And Stuart Martin now in danger of walking the bases loaded as some action is going on in the Spartans bullpen. Martin gets the sign he wants working from the stretch. 3-2. Fastball misses below the knees for ball 4, so Hart takes first base, and the bases are now loaded with nobody out for the Flames here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and that brings up A.J. DiFilippo, who's the perfect man for this situation, leads the team in RBIs with 29 after getting an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. And looks like Stuart Martin's day may be done on the mound, as head coach James Williamson going out to talk to him. He may stay in there, though. Presumably, Stuart Martin, like many pitchers, would want the fight. But DiFilippo, a real danger at the plate. 29 RBIs, 326 batting average entering today. He's also a master with extra base hits, so with 9 extra base hits already on the year, if he gets another one, that could be a disaster for the Spartans out there in the field. This game's already a far cry from the last matchup between these two teams, when it was a blowout Flames victory. And so runners go back to their bases. It's Mike Netzel on third, Corbin Paxton on second, and Brian Hart on first base, as A.J. DiFilippo, the left-handed hitter, gets ready to face off against the righty Martin. And the entire infield playing in here, trying to keep that run from scoring. It's still a tie 1-1 ball game here. And A.J. DiFilippo with the chance to break it wide open. Martin gets the sign he wants. He's working from the stretch with the bases loaded. First pitch breaking ball, a called strike at the knees. And the count's 0-1 here to DiFilippo. So far for DiFilippo on the day, he has not been retired yet. A pair of singles, one of which brought in the only run for the Flames. DiFilippo crowding the plate here. And Martin deals the 0-1. Ripped into right center field. That one's going to drop for a base hit, but it's actually caught by Micah Riddick in the gap. Tagging from third is Mike Netzel, and the throw into third is not in time. And Mike Netzel scores on the sacrifice fly from A.J. DiFilippo. The wind caused that one to die down out in the gap. So it's an out recorded for the Flames, and there's one away, but Mike Netzel scores, and it's a 2-1 Flames lead. So after DiFilippo puts the Flames out in front here in the 6th, it's now Mike Stefan with a chance here to break it out even further. Now runners on first and third base with only one out. Infield now moves to double play depth. Stefan, a switch hitter, working from the left side against the righty Martin. And Martin deals the first pitch. Fastball misses up and away. Having to jump to get it is Tim Lombardi, and the count's 1-0. A tight contest between these two teams. Flames now out in front, 2-1. As the 1-0 to Stefan misses inside, it's now 2-0. On first base, it's Brian Hart, who's 14 for 14 on stolen base attempts this season, so it's very possible he advances to second and puts two runners in scoring position. And the 2-0 is ripped into left center field. That one is a diving catch attempt by Micah Riddick, but it falls out of his glove. Corbin Paxton scores, and pulling into second with a double is Mike Stefan. A 2-run double here for Stefan. Excuse me, it's an RBI double for Stefan, and the Flames are now out in front 3-1. Mike Stefan coming in clutch again. He is coming out of nowhere in this past week. And Stuart Martin's day is likely done on the mound as James Williamson coming out to visit him yet again. It's runners on second and third here for the Flames. And that is the day for Stuart Martin. After 5 1/3, he is done. We'll tell you who his replacement is when we come back here in the bottom of the 6th. David Redfield takes over on the mound for the Syracuse Spartans with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 away in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Trace Peterson coming up to bat, 0 for 1 so far, a flyout and a walk to his name so far. And David Redfield, the big righty, coming in to face the big right-handed hitter Trace Peterson. The first pitch fastball is taken on the inside corner for strike 1. And Redfield, one of the few pitchers on the Syracuse Spartans better than his predecessor, Student Martin. 9 games in total, 1 as a starting pitcher, a 2.38 ERA. Only one of 2 Spartans pitchers with an ERA below 4, as the 0-1 breaking ball catches the lower third yet again, and so the count's now 0-2 to Peterson. Peterson still with a chance to get something done here for the Flames. They have 2 in scoring position and a 3-1 lead, and only 1 away. Redfield working out of the stretch with the 2 in scoring position. The entire infield playing in for the Spartans. And the 0-2 fastball is skied high to the right side in foul territory. Running over to it, Brandon Shirley, and he makes the catch right near the Spartans' dugout. And covering the home plate bag in time is David Redfield to keep the third base runner, Corbin Paxton, from advancing. So now 2 away here. It was actually Brian Hart on third base. Now 2 away here for Mike Ruggiero, who has his own chance now to get something done. Paxton still looking for his first time on base today after a strikeout looking at a flyout to center in his first 2 plate appearances. Ruggiero has improved his hitting numbers dramatically over the last week. Looking to get something done here in terms of RBIs. First pitch fastball outside, and the count's 1-0. And though Ruggiero's numbers have improved in terms of hitting, he's not been very productive, not very many RBIs as of late. Still looking to make an impact. 1-0. Fastball misses just below the knees, and the count now moves to 2-0. Ruggiero steps back into the box to the righty against the right-handed pitcher David Redfield, who has a record of 3-0 entering today. And the 2-0, a fastball catches the lower third of the plate, and the count moves to 2-1. Mike Ruggiero with a chance to blow this game open. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 in scoring position. The Flames already with a 3-1 lead. And the 2-1 fastball misses above the zone, and now 3 balls and a strike to Mike Ruggiero. Ruggiero's yet to show any pop. No extra base hits this season. A chance to do something right here. And the 3-1. Fastball up and in for ball 4. So Ruggiero reaches base for the first time today. And the bases are now loaded for the top of the order. And McLean O'Connor, who's 1 for 3 today, he struck out looking his last time up. And now a chance to get something done here with the bases loaded. As he's looking for his first RBI today, he's very productive. He has more RBIs than he has games played this season. 17 runs batted in 15 appearances so far this year. First pitch to him, a fastball cut on and missed. A rarity for McLean O'Connor, and the count's 0-1. O'Connor, other than the strikeout, a single back in the 3rd and a ground out to short back in the 1st. He's crowding the plate with the bases loaded. Redfield deals the 0-1 fastball that misses off the plate, and the count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. Brian Hart's on third base. On second base is Mike Stefan, and on first base is Mike Ruggiero. And the off-speed pitch misses inside, so 2 balls and a strike to McLean O'Connor as he's trying to get something done for the Flames, up by 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-1 the score, with 2 away and the bases loaded. 2-1. Fastball just a called strike on the upper 3rd. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes here to McLean O'Connor. As David Redfield could get the Spartans out of any more trouble. The Flames have already taken the lead this inning. Came in a tight spot with runners on 2nd and 3rd and 1 away. And the 2-2 is chopped on the ground to the left side, fielded by the 3rd baseman Pachioko. He fires over to first, and a stellar scoop backhand by Brandon Shirley to record the out, and that retires the side. The Flames leave 3 runners on base, brings the left on base total up to 6 for them today. Heading into the top of the 7th, the Flames now lead 3-1. Gunnar Grown out for his 7th inning of work here in the top of the 7th, as the Flames now have a 3-1 lead after they put up a 2 spot in the bottom of the 6th. It's Micah Riddick, the cleanup hitter, leading off for the Spartans. Still looking for his first hit, as he's got a flyout and a strikeout to his name so far. First pitch from Grown, an off speed, bunted down the third base line, out of play. That one a hard liner on the ground, but it just rolls foul, and the count's 0-1 to start this at-bat to Micah Riddick. Strikeout and a flyout so far, 0 for 2. And Riddick stepping into the batter's box now, looking for a bit of improvement. He started the season really strong, tumbling in numbers, now below 240 in batting average. And he gets ready to face the 0-1 from Gunnar Grown. Off speed, sky to the right side, soft contact. Taking a few steps back down the line is Corbin Paxton, but he's weighed off by the second baseman, Mike Ruggiero, who records the first out of the inning. Easy pop out to start this one, and that brings up Eddie Peachman, who's 0 for 1 so far. A ground out to first back in the 2nd inning, and a walk back in the 5th inning. He came around to score the only run of the ball game for the Spartans on the base hit, the first one of the ball game, from Tim Lombardi in the 5th inning. And so the righty steps into the batter's box to face the righty Gunnar Grown, who threw 6 innings, threw 78 pitches, and is about to throw his 81st of the ball game here to Eddie Peachman. First pitch, an off speed that breaks right over the zone and catches the upper third, so Peachman behind in the count, 0-1. Brandon Shirley, a left-handed hitter, waiting in the on-deck circle. And Gunnar Grown trying to go the distance here, possibly. An 0-1 count here on Eddie Peachman, the pitch. Fastball cut on and missed. Eddie Peachman gave a chase at one out of the zone, so the count moves to 0-2. Action in the bullpen for the Flames as Holden Martin is warming up. But with a day off tomorrow, it's likely the Flames will try to ride at Gunnar Grown as long as they possibly can, as they lead 3-1, and he could go the distance. 1-2 fastball misses outside. Count was 0-2, and that pitch was a ball, and the count's now 1-2. Grown is set. 1-2 pitch. Fastball cut and missed on the outside corner for strike 3. Strikeout number 4 of the ball game for Gunnar Grown. That's among his season highs. And there's 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning, and that brings up the left-handed hitter, Brandon Shirley, who's reached base both times he's been up to the plate so far today. A walk back in the 2nd, and he was hit by a pitch back in the 5th. And Gunnar Grown's pitch count still low in this inning. Only 6 pitches thrown to the first 2 batters. And the first pitch to Brandon Shirley is an off-speed that misses high, and the count's 1-0. And Shirley heading into this game, a .278 batting average. A native of Canton, New York, one of the many Wells College players in this league. And he deals the 1-0. Fastball just misses off plate. No, a late strike call from the home plate umpire. And the count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. Slight shift in the infield here for the left-handed hitting Shirley. As Ruggiero, the second baseman's in shallow right. 1-1 count here with the Flames have a 3-1 lead. That one ripped down the right side, but caught in the air by Corbin Paxton on a line. And that retires the side. The line drive ends the top of the 7th. As the Spartans go down 1-2-3, heading into bottom 7, Flames still up 3-1 here at OCC Stadium. Adam Gordon, the center fielder for the Flames, leading off the bottom of the 7th. They lead 3-1 as David Redfield comes out for his second inning of work. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup to start off this inning, after Gunnar Groen set down the Spartans 1-2-3 in the top half. Third baseman Michael Paciocco playing close to the infield grass as the first pitch an off-speed that misses out of the zone and the count's 1-0. Adam Gordon still looking for his first hit of the ball game. A pair of groundouts and a flyout to his name so far in his first 3 play appearances, as the 1-0 is skied behind home plate. Running back on that one is Lombardi, but that one's out of play, hits the roof above us, and the count's 1-1. Adam Gordon has been very consistent at the plate and also one of the Flames' best assets in the field. He and Colin Matthews both are responsible for many of the SportsCenter-style leaping grabs you see in the Flames outfield, and also a couple of the cannon arms out there. And that one's chopped on the ground over to first base. A tough grab for Shirley. He corrals it, throws it to first in time where Redfield is covering. So a 3-1 put out to start this inning for the Flames. A tough play, but Shirley able to get it done, and Gordon is retired. 1 out to start the bottom of the 7th, and Mike Netzel coming out to bat looking for his second base hit after he singled in the last inning, the bottom of the 6th. Other than the single, an error, and a flyout. Back in the first inning, he reached on an error by the shortstop raising Cone. And Netzel steps into the right-handed batter's box and faces the first pitch fastball that misses outside, and the count's 1-0. Mike Netzel, a quiet leader for this ball club. And the 1-0 fastball misses up and in, and the count's 2-0. Netzel's not really quiet, but in the sense that he does not say very many words. But he doesn't need that many to get the team fired up, and he talks mostly through his actions. 2-0 fastball catches the outside corner, and so the first strike here to Netzel, the count's now 2-1. Netzel hasn't worked the count this deep yet. Every at-bat so far has lasted 3 pitches or less, as the 2-1 misses inside. So 3 balls and a strike to Netzel, as Redfield in danger of allowing his first walk of the ball game. No one on, 3-1 lead here for the Flames, 1 away. And the 3-1 fastball misses above the zone for ball 4, so Netzel reaches first base with 1 away in the inning, and Corbin Paxton will get another chance here. He's 0 for 1 so far, a fly out to left in his first at-bat, and he walked in his last plate appearance back in the 6th. One of the 2 Flames to score that inning, and one of the 3 Flames to score so far today. They're out in front 3-1 right now in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Netzel with a short lead off of first base, 6 for 10 on the year in stolen bases so far. And the lefty Paxton's in the batter's box and faces the 0-1. Is chopped between first and second. That gets through for a base hit. Netzel rounds around second and holds up. It's a first pitch single here for Corbin Paxton. And now 2 runners on base for the Flames with only 1 away. And Brian Hart now up here for the Onondaga Flames. He hasn't been retired yet today. Halfway to the cycle with a triple back in the 2nd and a single back in the 4th inning. He walked his last plate appearance in the 6th inning. He got stranded on third base. And now a chance to do something here with 2 runners on and only 1 out. Corner infield playing in, anticipating a possible bunt from Hart. Brandon Shirley, the first baseman, crashing as the first pitch fastball misses outside, and the count's 1-0. Hart did not show bunt on that pitch, as he is one of the team leaders in RBIs, and a single, very possible from him, could bring in the 4th run of the ball game here for Onondaga. Redfield looks back. First pitch fastball is a strike on the outside corner. It was a 1-0 count. The count's now knotted up at 1 apiece. Hart crowding the batter's box here, 1-1. Fastball skied into right center, out shallow. Coming in from right field is Peachman, but he's waved off by Ramiel Rodriguez, who makes an over-to-the-shoulder catch in right center for the 2nd out of the inning. And so 2 on for the Flames, now 2 out. And now A.J. DiFilippo, the big bat, with a chance to do something here. He's only been retired once, and even then he caused some damage coming off a sacrifice fly in the 6th inning that brought in the first run of that inning and gave the Flames a 2-1 lead. They now lead 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th. And so far today, other than that sacrifice fly, a pair of singles, including the first one, which brought in the first run of the ball game for Onondaga. It's Mike Netzel on second base, Corbin Paxton on first. Redfield steps off, both runners retreat as the infield is shifted over to the right for the lefty DiFilippo, who almost hit a home run yesterday. He thought it was gone. Everyone in the park thought it was a sure thing, but it hit off the top of the wall, and now the wind blowing straight out to right field here at OCC Stadium. A chance for DiFilippo to do something, and the first pitch fastball misses inside, and so a 1-0 count here to DiFilippo to start the at-bat with 2 away. Fastball misses below the knees, and so 2 balls and no strikes here to DiFilippo. And with 2 more balls, Redfield could walk the bases loaded here with 2 away. As Mike Stefan, the switch hitter, waiting patiently on deck, he'd hit from the left side against the righty, David Redfield. That fastball again misses below the zone, so 3 balls, no strikes. And now the catcher, Tim Lombardi, going out to talk with his pitcher, David Redfield. As A.J. DiFilippo has worked a 3-0 count here with 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. Flames are out in front 3-1 with 2 runners on base. And a walk would load the bases up. And DiFilippo also, if he gets a pitch that's good to hit, could cause a lot of damage as he's one of the most powerful hitters on this ball club with a pair of home runs along with 6 doubles and a triple. Also the team leaders in RBIs with 29 so far in the season. And he faces the 3-0. Fastball just catches the outside corner. That one looked a little bit off the plate, but A.J. DiFilippo is still in the batter's box. It's 3-1. Netzel off of second base. Corbin Paxton off of first. Redfield working out of the stretch, looks back at second, deals the 3-1. Fastball chopped on the ground, down the first base line, out of play. And so now a full count here to A.J. DiFilippo with 2 away. Both runners likely to go here on the pitch. Both runners taking big leads here on a full count with 2 away. Flames up by 2. Redfield sets a pickoff move, doesn't make a throw. And both runners retreat. And both runners taking their leads yet again as David Redfield getting set to deal the 3-2 here on the mound. Both runners go, the payoff. Ripped into right field. That one drops into base hit, and that one's going to the wall. Netzel scores. Rounding third is Corbin Paxton. He scores. A.J. DiFilippo's rounding second. He's going for third, and he slides in there for a 2-run triple. Second triple of the year for A.J. DiFilippo, and the Flames now have a 5-1 lead here in the 7th. A.J. DiFilippo, my goodness. That's now 32 RBIs on the year for A.J. DiFilippo, and the Flames are now out in front 5-1 in the 7th. And that brings up another lefty in Mike Stefan with a chance to drive in another run standing 90 feet away. Stefan so far a double and a couple of recorded outs, a strikeout and a double play as the first pitch is a ball inside, and he's ahead in the count 1-0. Four RBIs today for A.J. DiFilippo, 3 for 3. That one's ripped down the right field line, but that one lands foul, and the count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. In the last 2 games, A.J. DiFilippo is 6 for 6 with 7 RBIs. I don't know if there's been a 2-game stretch like that for any player this season for the Flames. 1-1's fouled back behind home plate yet again, so the count's now 1-2. Five to 1, the Flames lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning after A.J. DiFilippo hit a 2-run triple. DiFilippo standing on third base, a 1-2 count with 2 away. The pitch misses above the zone, so now an even 2-2 count here to Mike Stefan. Redfield from the stretch, 2-2 count, the pitch. Fastball called, strike 3 on the outside corner. Stefan did not like that call, and that retires the side, but the Flames put on 2 more here in the 7th inning, and with 7 innings complete, the Flames now lead 5-1. Gunnar Groen's day is finally done for the Onondaga Flames after 7 innings of work. Only allowed 1 run on 2 hits, and Holden Martin comes in to replace him from the bullpen. This is his first regular appearance of the season. He did pitch in the exhibition against the Capital City Reds. First pitch fastball to Ramiel Rodriguez is a called strike, and the count's 0-1. Holden Martin out of Muskingum University, a native of Petrolia, Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh. 0-1 pitch to Rodriguez, a fastball skied to the right side, very shallow. Taking a few steps to his left is the first baseman Corbin Paxton, and he makes the catch for the first out of the 8th inning. And with 1 away, that brings up Tim Lombardi, 1 for 1 on the day, an RBI single and a walk to his name. And Holden Martin out there on the mound, he's another right-handed pitcher. He'll come to face against the right-handed hitter, Tim Lombardi. And the first pitch to him, a fastball, misses below the zone, and the count's 1-0. Holden Martin also played 4 years of high school varsity basketball, and the player he looked up to most was J.J. Reddick, as the 1-0 is fouled off to the right side, and the count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. Martin said he looked up to J.J. Reddick because looking up to him in his youth made him feel like a white kid could play basketball. 1-1's ripped into center field. Running in on that one is Adam Gordon, and he tries to leap for the catch, but he can't make it. And so it's a single here for Tim Lombardi with 1 away. And that brings up Michael Paciocco for his 3rd plate appearance today, still searching for his first hit, after Tim Lombardi got his second base hit of the ball game here in the top of the 8th. Holden Martin's also a history major at Muskingum. And if you want further evidence to how much he loves history, while the Flames pitchers were conducting a reading event in anticipation of Onondaga Free Library a night, as the first pitch to Pacheco is swung on and missed above the zone, the count's 0-1. While everyone else was grabbing a kid's book, passing the time, reminiscing about their youth, Holden Martin grabbed a Daniel Silva historical fiction book as the 0-1 pitch misses below the knees, and the count's 1-1. Holden Martin's a big history nut, and he's trying to help the Flames make history here as they're gunning for their first championship, as that one's a one-hopper over to second, could be two, flips over to second for one on the first in time for the 4-6-3 double play. It's Reed Gibbs who replaced Mike Ruggiero in at second base, starting off that double play, and that retires the side heading into the bottom of the 8th. The Flames still lead 5-1. Trace Peterson leading off the bottom of the 8th for the Onondaga Flames. They lead 5-1 over the Spartans, and the first pitch fastball is inside from David Redfield, and the count's 1-0. Redfield out for his third inning of work here, and Peterson up for his fourth plate appearance, 0 for 2 so far. And the 1-0 fastball chopped foul down the third baseline, and the count moves even at a ball and a strike. Peterson a fly out to right, a pop out to first in foul territory, and a walk back in the 5th inning. Peterson, one of the players who is very good at being patient at the plate, drawing a full count earlier today and wreaking a lot of pitches out of the pitchers as that one skied into foul territory down the right side. Brandon Shirley makes the catch on the run near the Spartans dugout, and there's one away here in the bottom of the 8th inning as Peterson's retired on a pop out, and that brings up Mike Ruggiero for his fourth plate appearance of the ball game, still looking for his first hit. He has a strikeout, a flyout, and a walk to his name. And I thought Mike Ruggiero had been replaced in the last inning. It turns out he got moved over to shortstop as the first pitch fastball is outside, and the count's 1-0. Ruggiero simply got moved over to shortstop, and Reed Gibbs got put in at second base. So McLean O'Connor is out of the ball game, and in his replacement on deck in Reed Gibbs. The 1-0 was fouled off to the right side, and the count's now 1-1. Redfield working out of the stretch even with no one on. 1-1 fastball misses above the zone. And now 2 balls and a strike here to Mike Ruggiero. Ruggiero still looking for that first hit today. And the 2-1 inside. Almost got a piece of Ruggiero. And now 3 balls and 1 strike here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Flames up 5-1. And 1 away. A 3-1 count to Ruggiero now from David Redfield, the pitch. That one ripped to the right side, but foul. And the count now moves to full at 3-2. Mike Ruggiero also has a bit of pop in that bat. He exhibited it back in high school. Limited reps in the field at Wagner this season. But so far, coming up from that hamstring injury, he hasn't shown it. Maybe a little bit here as that one skied out to right center field. That's over the head of Riddick, and that's a 1-hop off the wall. Fielded in right center by Riddick. It's a double here for Mike Ruggiero, and that's his first extra base hit of the season with 1 away.
Now batting, the second baseman, Reed.
Just as I was talking about how Mike Ruggiero had yet to flash his power, he shows it with a double here to right center field, 1-hopping the wall. And now the top of the order up, it's now Reed Gibbs, who came in the field last inning for McLean O'Connor. He comes into today's ball game with not the best batting average on the team, 240. A decent season in only 14 games for the Occidental College product. First pitch to him, a fastball, misses outside. And the count's 1-0. Reed Gibbs, a right-handed hitter. 240 is batting average. With a runner on second, he has 4 RBIs on the year. And the 1-0 to Gibbs. A breaking ball that doesn't cut into the zone, misses above the head of Reed Gibbs, and the count's 2-0. And so the Flames another chance to pad onto the lead here. They're out in front 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th. And with Mike Ruggiero on second, Gibbs has a shot here. That one chopped on the ground down the third baseline, but out of play. So the count's now 2-1 here to Gibbs. And Gibbs actually came in to pitch the other day. It was his first pitching appearance of the season. He does not pitch back at school, but he had pitching experience in high school. And he relied on that the other day and pitched a scoreless, hitless inning. 2-1 fastball outside. And the count's now 3-1 here to Gibbs. And Redfield in danger of walking another runner and making it first and second with 1 away. But the silver lining would be that a double play opportunity would be open in the field for the Spartans on a walk. Gibbs crowding the play from the right side. 3-1 the count. Redfield deals. Breaking ball catches the outside corner, so now a full count to Reed Gibbs as he's trying to make something happen in his first plate appearance of today's ball game. This has been a quick one so far, only 2.5 hours here. And the 3-2 fastball ripped into shallow left field. That's through for a base hit. Ruggiero's rounding third, and he's going to get held up by third base coach Mike Cordero. So it's a single here for Reed Gibbs with 1 away. And now first and third for the Flames with only 1 out. Adam Gordon now his 5th chance for a hit today. 3 groundouts and a flyout to his name so far. A chance to drive in a run here with a deep fly ball. Gordon, a left-handed hitter going up against the righty Redfield. The Spartans low on arms, so preserving their bullpen as much as humanly possible, leaving Redfield out there to continue his day. And Gibbs on first base. He's 2 for 3 on stolen base attempts. First pitch chopped on the ground down the first base line, foul out of the reach of Brandon Shirley. And the count's 0-1. Gordon's been quick to act on pitches so far today. His first at-bat went 5 pitches, ending in a groundout. Second at-bat was a first pitch flyout. Third at-bat was a second pitch groundout. And his last at-bat, coming in the 7th, was a third pitch groundout. So Gordon taking an aggressive stance here in the batter's box today, hacking at any pitch he likes. As before the 0-1, a pickoff attempt at first is no good. And Reed Gibbs returns there safely. Still an 0-1 count here to Adam Gordon. Flames up 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Double play depth here for the infield for the Spartans. 0-1. Fastball check swing. He did not go around according to the home plate umpire. Field umpire agrees. It gets past Tim Lombardi. And advancing to second on that is Reed Gibbs. So now 2 runners in scoring position with 1 away. And the double play opportunity no longer available. So a base hit could make this a 7-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 8th. One ball, 1 strike here to Adam Gordon. As the Flames are having a tremendous offensive day yet again, scoring 36 in their last 3 games. And that one's popped up behind home plate, but that one's out of play. Hitting the roof right above my head, and the count's 1-2. In the last 3 games, the Flames have scored 36 runs. Add this onto their total, 41 in 4 games. And they can make it even more here if Adam Gordon can get a base hit. 2 on scoring position, bottom of the 8th, 1 away, 1-2. Cut on and missed on the breaking ball. Gordon goes down on strikes for the first time today. And it's the first strikeout of the ball game for David Redfield out there on the mound. It's 2 away in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now Mike Netzel coming up with the last chance in this inning for the Flames. David Redfield has 2 runners on scoring position behind him and 2 outs to work with. Rather, just 2 outs in the inning. Right-handed hitter and Mike Netzel coming up. First pitch fastball misses below the zone, and that gets behind Tim Lombardi. Coming in to score is Mike Ruggiero, and the Flames now have a 6-1 lead. And on that pass ball, Reed Gibbs also advances to third base. And so Netzel, with a base hit here, could make this a 7-1 ball game. It's now a 5-run lead for the Flames. And the 1-0 fastball just catches the outside corner. And the count moves to 1-1. One count, 2 outs, runner on third. Breaking ball fouled off the inside part of Mike Netzel's bat. He got jammed on that breaking pitch, and the count's now 1-2. Waiting on deck is Corbin Paxton, should the inning continue. And working out of the stretch now, David Redfield, the 1-2. Fastball right foul to the right side. Count still 1-2 here to Netzel. Netzel so far today, 1 for 3, a single, reach on an error, and a flyout. He also walked in the 7th inning. 1-2, skied out to right field. This is in foul territory. Brandon Shirley running back and diving, but it's out of his reach. So the count's going to be 1-2 again here to Mike Netzel. David Redfield has been a real soldier out there for the Spartans today, coming in with a short lead. He gave up a bigger lead, and the Spartans have a much depleted pitching staff. Not many of them are healthy as of right now. With Osby and Kane done for the season, they have to leave him out there. That one's chopped slowly on the ground towards third, making a running field. Is Pachioko. The throw over to first is not in there, as Brandon Shirley dropped the ball, and scoring on the play is Reed Gibbs. It's now a 7-1 Flames lead after Mike Netzel reached on the error. And that brings up Corbin Paxton with 2 away, and now Mike Netzel on first base. And I'm now being told that's being ruled as a base hit for Mike Netzel, so that's his 2nd single of the ball game. And it's now a 7-1 Flames lead. The lefty Paxton steps into the box. First pitch to him, a fastball, a called strike right over the middle. And the count's 0-1. A little bit of fun is there's a little scoreboard malfunction there saying that the Flames have scored 7 runs this inning. And so now it's 12-0. It's been adjusted now, so everything's back to normal. That's with the short lead off of first base. 0-1 fastball inside, so the count's knotted up at a ball and a strike. Brian Hart, the third baseman, waits on deck, who's only been retired once today. And Corbin Paxton, only 3 plate appearances after he came in late in this ball game. 1-1 misses outside, so the count's now 2-1. For Paxton, 1 for 2, a flyout and a single. He reached on a walk in the 6th inning. He's come around to score twice. 2-1 count here to Paxton. Redfield deals. Fastball just catches the outside corner, and the count's knotted up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Flames now leading 7-1 in the bottom of the 8th. And Redfield trying to end the inning here for the Spartans. 2-2. Fastball fouled off to the left side above the Flames dugout. And the count's still 2-2 here to Paxton. 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up here. One on, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 7-1 lead for the Flames in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2 cut on and miss for strike 3. Second strikeout of the ball game for David Redfield, and that retires the side. The Flames put up 2 more in the bottom half of the 8th, and heading into the top 9 where the Spartans are down to their final 3 outs, the Flames lead by 6. Nick Garcia, a two-way player out of Chapman University, out to close out this game for the Flames. This is not a save situation, as the Flames have a 6-run lead here in the 9th inning. Josh Loeffler, the leadoff hitter for the Spartans, set to start things in the top of the 9th. And while Nick Garcia is warming up in the bullpen, and the predecessor before him, Holden Martin, who had 1 inning out there on the mound, and the first pitch from Garcia, a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. Before the game, the Flames bullpen, being their creative selves, they also get involved in shenanigans, but today they put one of the tarps in the bullpen and used it to make an awning as the 1-0 is cut on and missed above the zone for strike 1, and it's a 1-1 count here to Josh Loeffler. So the Flames took that tarp, made an awning using the nets that are placed in the bullpen, and tied them up with the fence down the left field line. So on the 1-1 pitch, it's a ball. That one missing inside on a fastball, and the count's 2-1. 2-1 here to Loeffler. Fastball misses above the zone, so 3 balls and a strike to Loeffler to start this inning as he comes into this at-bat 1 for 3, a single, a strikeout, and a flyout to his name. 3-run from Garcia. Fastball misses high for ball 4, and Josh Loeffler is on base to start the top of the 9th here for the Spartans.
Ray Zincone.
And that brings up Ray Zincone, the shortstop today. Doesn't have a hit yet. He reached in the 4th inning on a hit by pitch. Other than that, a flyout and a ground out to second. He's a right-handed hitter going against the righty Nick Garcia. First pitch fastball just catches the outside corner, and Zincone quickly behind the count, 0-1. Nick Garcia was one of the 3 All-Stars from this Flames team, and he, along with Jimmy Flyhive and Keon Taylor, represented the Flames in the All-Star game. As that pitch is outside, counts knotted up at a ball and a strike. He pitched an inning, flashing a fastball between 89 and 92 miles an hour. And he was one of the 3 players who, along with myself, visited the WSYR studios on Sunday morning, going on the 11 a.m. Sports Express show as the 1-1 misses high. So the count's now 2 balls and a strike here to Zincone. And Nick Garcia was talking about what the struggle is like playing 2 ways and how the recovery process differs. And the 2-1 fastball misses inside, so another 3-1 count here for Garcia on the mound, in danger of walking back-to-back hitters with John Masagno on deck. Big lead off of first base for Josh Loeffler, the 3-1. Fastball misses below the zone for ball 4, so 2 runners on base to start the top of the 9th here for the Spartans. And that brings up John Masagno, who hasn't reached base yet today. A flyout, a pop-out, and a ground into a double play make up his line scores so far. And Masagno, the righty, steps into the batter's box. And going back to Nick Garcia, he was talking about how difficult it is just adjusting between maybe hitting one day and pitching the next and trying to stay healthy, having to do all the stretches. He's a big fan of yoga to try to stay healthy. The first pitch, a breaking ball, a called strike on the outside corner, and Masagno behind in the count, 0-1. Garcia putting it to the test here, as he did hit in yesterday's contest, though he did come in as a replacement, so he didn't get a ton of action. 0-1 to Masagno. Fastball in the dirt. Peterson keeps it in front of him, and the count's now knotted up at a ball and a strike. It's Josh Loeffler on second base, Ray Zincone on first. Flames out in front 7-1 here in the top of the 9th inning. And Nick Garcia trying to close this one out. He is not in a safe situation as the Flames have a lead greater than 3 runs. 1-1, caught on and miss. John Masagno wanted to lay off that. He tried to check his swing, but he just ended up going around as he couldn't hold back. So the count's 1-2 here to Masagno, with 2 on and nobody out here on the top of the 9th. Flames infield is in double play depth here. And Garcia, working from the stretch, looks back at second and delivers the 1-2 fastball, fouled off to the right side. And the count moves still to 1-2. And the Spartans hitters seem confused. Both of the base runners seem to have thought that it was a drop third strike and that Masagno had swung and missed and had gotten past Trace Peterson so they could advance. But it's not the case, as it was a foul ball, so still 1-2 here to Masagno, and both the runners returned to first and second, respectively. Garcia from the stretch. 1-2. Fastball called, strike 3 on the upper third. John Masagno goes down on strikes, and that's the first strike of the ball game and the inning for Nick Garcia. And there's one away here for the Syracuse Spartans in the top of the 9th. And the Spartans down to their final 2 outs, and Micah Riddick also looking for his first time on base today. A flyout, a pop-out, and a strikeout to his name so far. Riddick, a right-handed hitter, going against the righty Garcia. He calls time and steps out of the box. The entire infield here for the Flames is playing back, so Riddick could be sneaky if he wanted to and try to lay down a bunt. A soft bunt down either of the lines could prove to cause a base hit, and the fastball misses high and away, and the count's 1-0. However, Trailing by 6 runs, 7-1 in the top of the ninth. That would be a risky play for Riddick, taking a chance with any outs the Spartans have to work with. So it's a 1-0 count here to Riddick. And Garcia deals from the stretch. Another fastball catches the zone this time, so the count's evened up at 1-1. It's Josh Loeffler on second base, Raising Cone on first base. And Nick Garcia trying to retire Micah Riddick here and get these final 2 outs. 1-1 fastball misses outside, and the count's now 2-1 to Riddick. Eddie Peachman, a right-handed hitter, waits on deck. Middle infield playing close to second base, so a double play depth in essence for the middle infield here. 2-1. Fastball cut on and missed on the outside corner, and Riddick is now in a 2-2 count. Not getting too much darker here at OCC Stadium. It's getting late. We're approaching the 3-hour mark in this contest. Right now it's at about 2 hours and 50 minutes. And Micah Riddick calls time, and he steps out of the box. The Flames in the last 4 games on offense, 15, then 11, then 10, then 7 if this game ends as the final score. 2-2's fouled back, so the count's still 2-2. Here to Micah Riddick. Add all of those totals up, that's 43 runs in 4 games for the Flames. And should they win today, it's a 5-game winning streak. Heading into the last week of the season, the final game for the Flames is a road game at Cortland on Sunday. It'll be at Wallace Field, where they have not yet played. The first 2 road games at Cortland took place at Beaudry Park. 2-2 fastball called, strike 3 on the outside corner. The second batter in a row goes down on strikes for the Spartans. This one looking, and then there's now 2 away in the top of the ninth. And Eddie Peachman, a chance here for the Spartans as they're down to their final out. Peachman has only reached base once so far today, that coming on a walk in the 5th. Otherwise, he has struck out and grounded out to first back in the 2nd inning. He has 2 runners on base. They're trailing by 6 runs. And there are 2 away. First pitch, both runners go. Cut on and missed. And both runners advance without a throw. They both reach on defensive indifference. For Josh Loeffler, he steals a base there, going to third. For him, that's stolen base number 8 on the year. And for Raising Cone, that's stolen base number 5. 2 in scoring position now for Eddie Peachman. Hitting from the right side. An 0-1 count with 2 away. Flames ahead 7-1 here in the top of the ninth. 0-1. Fastball gets away from Trace Peterson. Coming in to score is Josh Loeffler. It's now a 7-2 Flames lead as the Spartans put up a run in the ninth. Nick Garcia, about a week ago, came into a ball game with the bases loaded. Ended up getting the final 4 outs of that contest after ending that inning. He says coming into a stressful situation, and when you're in a stressful situation regardless, you just have to stay calm and focus on your objective. Focus on what's in front of you. 1-1 fastball skied out to the right side, but out of play. Counts now 1-2 to Peachman, and the Spartans are down to their final strike. Runner on third, 90 feet from scoring. 2 away, 1-2 count to Peachman. The Spartans trailing the Flames 7-2 here in the top of the ninth. Garcia deals. Fastball called, strike 3 on the lower third, and the Flames win this one 7-2. Their winning streak extends to 5. Nick Garcia closes this one out. He is not credited with the save, but Gunnar Groen, the winning pitcher, only 1 run on 2 hits in 7 innings of work. Another great performance from him, and he's still second in the league in ERA. A great outing from him, and the great outing from the rest of the team. Blowing up offensively in the last 3 innings at the plate. 2 runs in all of the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings to give them a 7-2 cushion to take home the win here. The Flames were scheduled to play at Rome tomorrow. Actually, they were scheduled to be the visiting team against Rome at Cooperstown, but that game has since been canceled due to the impending thunderstorms scheduled for tomorrow, so there is no game for the Flames tomorrow, and their next scheduled contest is on the road at Blink Fitness Field against the same Spartans team that they just took down here 7-2. Final score again, 7-2. The Flames win this one here at OCC Stadium. I'm Brandon Ross. Thank you so much for listening.